many ways to skin a cat or capture prisoners. The Air Force often lent a hand in passing out surrender leaflets. If these methods failed to produce results, there was always the direct approach. As the peace talks dragged on into 1952, action for the most part settled down to aggressive patrolling on both sides. This was rugged country. Going down was difficult enough, but coming up was a real project. To make matters worse, you never knew when you'd run into an enemy patrol coming the other way. After a while, the men of the 25th became experts in the art of ambush and reconnaissance patrolling. Directing fire on enemy bunkers was their specialty. Sometimes, however, you had to shoot them out. If that didn't work, dynamite usually did the job. Now to look for the pieces. For the remainder of the war, 25th patrols continued to harass enemy positions in their sector. Neither side seemed inclined to launch a major ground offensive, and fighting was limited mostly to local skirmishes. Throughout this period, the division alternated between frontline duty and intensive training in reserve. Turkish troops attached to the division also received training in the use of American weapons. The instruction was excellent, and so were the students, who learned quickly. In May 1953, these same Turks were destined to fight the division's last major battle. It happened on 5 forward outposts, just like this one. For 2 days, this one Turkish brigade was to fight off repeated attacks by a full enemy division. Before it was over, 3,000 Reds lay dead or wounded. 2 months later, the war in Korea ended. The date, July 27th, 1953. The place, Panmunjom. United Nations, the signing of the armistice represented an important victory for the free world. For the communists, it meant only defeat. Then, with the signing of the ceasefire, all fighting in Korea stopped. 3 years of bitter warfare thus passed into the pages of history. In September 1954, after 4 years of continuous service in Korea, the 25th Division made ready to leave. Their job was done. For more than a year now, the war had been over. The Republic of South Korea still stood on the free side of the bamboo curtain. For the men of the 25th, there was much to remember and much to forget. But that was history. Now they were heading home. Home to the land of origin for the Tropic Lightning Division, Hawaii. The island turned out to greet them. It was here in 1941 that the 25th was organized from the old Hawaiian Division. At last they had returned, 2 wars and hundreds of battles later. Familiar sights greeted them, sights they hadn't seen for years, the kind of welcome a man could appreciate. And then the big moment, the moment the men of the 25th once again set foot on native soil. They were home. Home to loved ones grateful for their safe return, and to a nation grateful for a job well done. And so the story comes to an end. But the nation will never forget the men of the 25th Infantry Division, nor the battles they have fought. The names are history now. The Busan Perimeter, Suwon, the Han River Crossing, Line Golden, the Iron Triangle. Out of these past battles, the 25th Division has emerged stronger than ever before. Raised in war, weaned in combat, the Tropic Lightning Division of today stands well prepared for the aggressor of tomorrow. No, we will not forget the men of the 25th Division. Or as President Syngman Rhee said the day they left his South Korean Republic, we will forever remember you in our history.
You have just seen the United States 25th Infantry Division in Korea. This story is dedicated to all those men of the Tropic Lightning Division, past, present, and future. This is Sergeant Stuart Queen, inviting you to join us again next week for another look at the big picture of your Army in action.
The Big Picture is a weekly television report to the nation on the activities of the Army at home and overseas. Produced by the Signal Corps Pictorial Center. Presented by the United States Army in cooperation with this station. You too can be an important part of the big picture. You can proudly serve with the best equipped, the best trained, the best fighting team in the world today, the United States Army.